Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2013 look at the NCHSAA playoffs. I'm Dale Ross.
And I'm the pet man, Matt Morrow.
And Matt, this next first round game is Hopewell, number 12 seed out of the 4A conference. 6 and 5 going up to High Point to play High Point Central, 8 and 3, the number 5 seed. This game will be played Thursday night. High Point Central and T.W. Andrews share the same stadium, Simeon Stadium. I don't know if you've ever been there. Nice stadium, big stadium. So one team, if they have home games same week, one team has to play Thursday night, one team has to play Friday night, much like what we have down here in Rock Hill between Rock Hill and Northwestern. These two guys. If you go into the game, go early. Carter Brothers, great barbecue, not too far from the stadium. It's about just over a mile from the stadium. You can enjoy that before the ball game. Two teams that never met before. Of course, Hopewell started out the season kind of rough, struggling to find wins. Then they strung together a nice run in the playoffs, in conference play.
Yes.
Finished 5-2 in the conference. Finished third, get a number 3 out of the Mecca, which put them into a position where they get to go up to High Point and play High Point Central. So actually a good run for Coach Jenkins and his ball club, going up to face a pretty potent High Point offense that has a real damaging type quarterback, it looks like.
Yeah, I did some research on High Point Central since, we only talk Charlotte football. We don't know anything else. And
Exactly. Where's High Point at anyway?
Somewhere out there, Raleigh, I think.
Yeah, maybe Raleigh or Wilson, North Carolina.
But anyways, High Point Central's a spread type no huddle team. Looking at their numbers, they got 3 receivers with over 30 catches, and the quarterback's a true dual threat guy. He's got over 1,100 rushing yards on the season. He's their leading rusher, of course, along with being the leading passer.
Right.
And they've got a kid that's committed to NC State, who's very talented from what we hear. Given those things. Hopewell has athletes. They're a Charlotte team, so they have their share of athletes. I think the key for Hopewell is it's hard to replicate a no-huddle fast tempo if you're on defense. But they've got to be ready for that. And on the QB runs, they got to keep them contained inside the tackles. Because it looks like the kid can break some big plays and he's athletic, which is why they run him a lot. Also, when saying that, you've got the kid going to NC State. They got other guys on the outside, in the spread offense. You can't let them beat you over the top. You cannot let the big play beat you. You got to maybe play some cover 4, cover 3 type stuff. Keep everything in front of you. Make them nickel and dime you and earn it that way. And hopefully, when you're on offense, you can kind of slow the tempo down a bit. And run Demetrius Camp, who's been having a good second half of the year. Get Dominique Heath involved, of course, in the multiple ways that they like to use him. And, keep their offense off the field and get it close in the fourth quarter, put the pressure on them. Then you've got a chance to maybe steal one on the road here.
Right.
For High Point Central, you got to be aware of Dominique Heath at all times, especially when Hopewell has to throw the ball. Demetrius Camp is their running back. He's a very, he's a quicker type of kid. You're going to have to tackle well in space. And then the other thing you got to do is pressure the quarterback with blitz looks. When he's back there, and they played a different quarterback against A.L. Brown for part of the game, and he kind of got him going too. But when Hopewell's quarterback has time to sit back and throw the ball, he can be dangerous in the pocket. So if you're High Point Central, you want to put some pressure on the quarterback and make things uncomfortable for him, especially in third and long situations. But like we've been saying in the other videos, we're not making predictions until Friday.
Right.
But with High Point Central, it looks like you got a very talented team that's played some tough teams close up in that area. And Hopewell won't be scared, though. When you face Mallard Creek and you face Huff and
Well, and
you've seen the best of the best, so
exactly.
this is a little different team. They haven't seen a no huddle spread team, I don't think, in a while. So it's going to be a little different look for them. But I think, if anything, they'd rather see that than a power type team that can grind on them and wear them down if they had the choice.
I'd agree. I think if I was attacking Hopewell, the best way to attack them, from what I've seen, is with a power run. That would be your best option. I think for Hopewell, they're going to have to, their safety is going to have to be very disciplined.
Yes.
You know, when you've got a dual threat quarterback, a kid that's put up 1,100 yards rushing, which is more than a lot of running backs around the state have gotten. You know, you got to be very, very cautious not to, not to come up and then get beat over the top with the big play, and vice versa. If you're not paying attention, then of course this quarterback can hurt you pretty big if he can break into the second level. So
right.
for Hopewell, it's going to be a whole lot of discipline. Is what they're going to need on defense, I think, to be able to survive this. And for High Point Central, again, I think they'd have more success if they could be more of a power team against Hopewell. But then again, Hopewell's defense has been improving.
Yes, they have.
So we're not certain exactly where their weaknesses might be today versus what we've known about them. I mean, they've gone through some tough teams, like you say, Mallard Creek, Huff, but now we've seen them play tough against Vance, A.L. Brown, some teams that can be very damaging in their own right. So I think this has potential to be a good ball game. I don't think this is as bad a matchup for Hopewell as they could have drawn.
I agree.
So they'll have to play a good ball game to beat a team that has played good teams. High Point's a resume. We looked at it before we did this. It's a pretty decent resume. So I think it could be a good ball game. I may try to make it myself Thursday night, since it's a Thursday ball game. That gives me 2 ball games I can see this weekend. So, and I can go get barbecue. Maybe I can convince my son to, if he can get off, if he's got leave this weekend, maybe he'll come up with me. Thanks. You guys enjoy the game, and I hope maybe I'll see you there.
$3.99 for all you can eat. While I'ma stuff my face to a broken beat. We're gonna walk inside and guess what's up? Put the food on my plate and some coke in my cup. Give me some chicken.